Not all men are created equal. This is particularly true when it comes to how they act around women. Although there are some common similarities, the manner in which different types of men interact with women can vary tremendously. One kind of man who tends to produce high attraction for women is the Sigma male. Sigma males are indeed the men who live outside of the traditional social hierarchy. They're the rebellious balloon wolves as well as the non-conformists, and while they may not comply with traditional gender roles, they still understand how to drive women wild in all the proper ways. Thinking outside the box is one of their great skills, which most often results in surprising and fascinating acts. Unlike alpha and beta men, who stick to the script, Sigma men change it, making them more engaging but also more difficult. While there are countless ways to drive women wild, here are 6 ways Sigma men do it. Number 1. They are not afraid to walk away. Sigma men are very independent and are not hesitant to walk away from relationships that don't work for them. If a woman is being demanding or clingy, he will have no problem quitting the relationship. He is not going to put up with a person who is trying to manipulate him or drain his energy. Sigmas know their own value and will not settle for less. They would prefer to be alone than with someone who doesn't respect them. They are not the kind of people who stick with a relationship or a situation simply because it's convenient or easy. This may be a very bitter pill for women to swallow. They'd often believe that Sigmas were just walking away from their problems, but this is not the truth. In fact, Sigma men are really courageous. They're not scared to tackle their difficulties head-on, but they also sense when it's time to end their losses and move on. This is a lesson we should all take from Sigmas. There is no shame in admitting when something isn't working. And sometimes the wisest thing you can do is walk away. Number 2. They don't need her validation. Sigma males aren't seeking her validation or approval, they're not attempting to win her over or impress her. They could not really care less about what she thinks of them. This doesn't indicate they're disrespectful or rude, but rather that they don't place her on a pedestal. They perceive her as an equal and are not afraid to criticize her. Sigmas are a surprising departure from the norm for many women who are used to men who conform to them and tell them what they want to hear. This doesn't mean that you need to start being obnoxious or disrespectful, but rather that you should never go out of your way to attempt to please her. If she doesn't really like you for who you are, then she's not worthy of your time. When women see that you do not even care about their approval, it will make them curious about all kinds of things. This will get them thinking about you long after you've already left their presence. They'll be curious to understand why you're not focused on winning them over, and what it is you're seeking. Many women are not accustomed to this kind of behavior in men, so it will obviously intrigue their interest. They are used to alpha and beta males attempting to impress them by doing everything they can to win their acceptance, but when a Sigma does all the opposite, it really ends up getting their attention. Number 3. They're unapologetically themselves. Sigma men are comfortable in their own skin and don't apologize for who they are. This attitude is highly attractive to women. They don't try to please everybody or fit into a form that doesn't fit them. This sincerity enables them to appear much more magnetic and fascinating. While beta males could try to be the person they think women expect them to be, and alpha males could also try to portray an image of greatness, Sigmas certainly allow their real character to shine. They don't attempt to impress anybody at all. They only argue that they are being truthful and not saying sorry for it. And that is something that not many men are bold enough to do, which will make you stand out even more. When a man is comfortable enough to be himself, it indicates confidence and self-assurance. This is among the most magnetic things a guy can do, because it enables his unique character to shine through. The Sigma type of personality is the rarest of all the personality types, which is why many women don't understand how to deal with it at first. But once they understand that you're not like anybody they've ever met before, they'll be attracted. This will absolutely help to provoke some strong interest from the opposite sex. Number 4. They have very intense eye contact. Sigma men tend to hold her stare for a bit longer than other people do. This can be both uncomfortable and fascinating. It might end up making her feel like he's striving to figure her out or that he's stimulating her in some way, but it may also make her feel like he's interested and engaged in the conversation. Either way, it's something that she'll certainly notice. This kind of eye contact is frequently seen as a sign of strength. And this can be a little bit intimidating initially, but it's also very efficient. It's the kind of thing that may make a woman feel both intrigued and slightly intimidated at the same time. Of course, you do not intend to stare at her for quite a while, that would simply be weird. Direct eye contact is a strong technique, yet it should be used wisely. Sigma men know when to use it and when to back off. They understand the importance of generating tension and know how to use their eyes to do it. Number 5. They rarely compliment her. Sigma men are not the type of men who constantly give out compliments. In fact, they frequently avoid them completely. This may appear to be a weird thing to do, but Sigmas understand that compliments are most often fake and pointless. Of course, there are occasions when a compliment is justified, but Sigmas expect their compliments to actually just something they desire them to be earned for. This shows that you're not the kind of man who just gives out empty flattery. Your compliments will have more weight and will be more realistic. And they do not compliment others in order to gain favor or anything from them. They are doing so because they sincerely mean it, and there is no other purpose behind it. Many women are used to getting compliments all the time, but they frequently don't accept them. They know this because most guys are just trying to get to them, and they can see right through it. On the other side, Sigma men are significantly more selective with their compliments. They perceive women from a completely different perspective than most males. They prefer to be concerned more about what women do than how they appear, since they are interested in the behaviors that display their character. This is why a Sigma's compliments will typically be on her intellectual ability or achievements. A lady who is used to hearing compliments about her appearance all the time can find this soothing, and it indicates that you care about more than just her physical looks. Number 6. Their mysterious nature keeps her guessing. Sigma males are often enigmatic and mysterious. They're the kind of men you can't exactly figure out. This sense of mystery can be incredibly attractive to women. It makes them guess and want to understand more. It's the kind of thing that really can make a woman feel both eager and nervous at the same time. Sigma men are usually reluctant to reveal too much information about themselves. They prefer to keep some things secret, even though other people might not understand them. They're not striving to be secretive or elusive, but rather, they don't want to disclose everything since they value their privacy. This mysterious nature can also make Sigmas very appealing to women because it allows them to use their imagination. They can try to determine what kind of person he is, and what his life is like. Being mysterious doesn't mean that you ought to be distant or aloof. You can still be open and friendly, but you don't have to share your whole life right away. Simply let her know that there is more to you than meets the eye. While it's essential to be mysterious, you also wouldn't want to be too mysterious. If you're too difficult to determine, she might just get frustrated and lose hope. There must be a balance between being enigmatic and being an open book. Well, that is all for the video. If you find it helpful, consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends.